Hi everyone, Kristen here with your weekly Oracle card reading. This reading is for November 14th to November 20th. And I'm going to be using more healing cards as well. This week I'm going to use Angel Therapy Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. And this has got a little bit of a tough week for everybody, I know. Last week. We're getting into the new week. We still have a little bit of high energy coming though. We have that super full moon tomorrow. It's going to be a really beautiful moon, but it's also going to give us a lot of high vibrations and intense energy. So I want you guys to make sure you protect yourself. Even from now, some of you have been feeling the effects that the moon has been bringing, basically. So I know I've gotten a couple of messages from some people and a comment on Facebook about already feeling the intensity of the energy coming from the moon. So just be aware that tomorrow we do have that full moon and it's going to give a lot of super energy. So just be careful. Also, not just us, but also I want you guys to really think about your pets as well, because pets will go through even a little bit more intensified energy than our own energy, because they are at a higher frequency and vibration than we are. So just be aware of that, okay? Because we're going to be having a lot of intense energy, I decided for my background music today to do a Hertz healing tone. So if you guys are wondering what this soundtrack is, it's 432 Hertz. And it's a healing tone. It's a deep energy cleanse. So if the hertz is a little bit too high for you, if you're starting to get a headache while you're listening to this, I'd say turn down the volume, but then you won't be able to hear me. So either bear with me, or maybe this week's reading isn't meant for you if the, like I said, if the frequency, the hertz is a little too intense for you. So let me know what you think though too, if you guys like to hear these types of soundtracks in the background. If you like singing or fairy stuff, like my fairy CDs I use a lot. I use a lot of Reiki music as well. But just today I decided to go on YouTube and I just typed in 432 Hertz music. And a whole bunch of different tunes came up, and this one kind of appealed to me the most. So this is the one I'm using today. Okay, but if you guys have any other suggestions or comments about background music, let me know, all right? Unfortunately, I can't make my spread like I used to because of my new location. A lot of, what was I looking for? My little decorations that I usually do. Like I have different types of cloths, and I used to put different themes. If I was doing my love cards or my romance cards, I do like red and flowers and hearts and all that type of stuff. But since moving, I really had to downsize with the stuff that I was using. So most of it's actually shipped back to America. But anyways, so I'm going to get started with a reading. Like I said, I'm using the Angel Therapy Oracle cards. And I haven't shuffled them yet, so I'm just going to take a minute. You take a minute as well. Take a couple of centering breaths. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. And then take a deep breath in again. And think of anything that's troubling you right now in your life. Any stress you have, indecisiveness, and exhale it all out and ask for the angels to be around us, to spread their wings, come down to us, intertwine with our energy, and to give us the healing message of this week. Know that they are with you and they're surrounding us now, that no problem is too small or too big for them to help us out with. They're God's gift to us to help us in our time of need, to show us the light and show us the way. And with that, I'm going to start shuffling my cards. I'm just asking them to just surround us all. We've all been going through a lot of different emotions this week. Some of our own emotions, some of our own baggage, as well as the world's baggage, which the angels do want me to talk just a little bit about a couple of issues that are going on in the world. But right now, let's get this week's reading done. Going to be a good reading. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm just going to move my little deck, book, whatever you want to call it, and we'll draw some cards. Oh, this one looks nice right here. Okay, so this will be for Monday and Tuesday. This one wants to come out. This is going to be for Wednesday and Thursday, and then this one looks good. The last card being for our weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I see there's a little bit of a glare from my light, my ceiling light, so I'll try and move the cards as I go. But let's look at Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so Monday and Tuesday we have the solar plex chakra, and it says down below, it is safe for you to be powerful and to take charge of your life in positive ways. So they're giving me two messages for this. The first message is that you really have to believe what you are doing in your life right now is what you're supposed to be doing. The solar plex chakra, it's the third chakra, it's the yellow chakra, it's right above your belly button. And this is basically where your intuition takes hold of your gut feeling, basically, where you just know something is right. So Monday and Tuesday is really going to, your ego, they're saying, is going to challenge you about what you believe and what you feel is right for you. You're going to have a lot of outside influence trying to give you advice that really is not meant to be. You really have to listen to how you feel and how you can take charge of things in your life. And of course, having the angels to guide us, we're going to be able to do this in a very safe and positive way. So remember, you have to ask the angels for help. You have to ask God for help. Now, I'm not saying every day you should pray to God, God, I want this, God, I want this, that, God, will you help me with this, God, will you help me with that? Prayer doesn't necessarily work that way. And a lot of us, including myself, really kind of forgot how we're supposed to pray. And I know this is might kind of upset a couple of people, but praying for things we want is not really asking for God's assistance. It's asking for God to do what we want, when we want it, and how we want it, if that makes sense to you guys. So when we pray, we really should be asking God, what would you have me do today? Or how can I serve you? How can I make my life better through your guidance? Or through the guidance of the angels, because ultimately God is telling the angels to do a job, and they're helping us with that job if we ask them. So some of us have to rethink of how we pray. And the angels are also saying about blaming. We have to stop blaming. We have to stop blaming God. We have to stop blaming the angels for things that have been happening. Because, like I said, we are not connecting with God the way that we are supposed to be connecting. A lot of us, and including myself, remember all these readings are for me as well, guys. So all of us, including myself, we tend to think very materialistic of what we want to happen and things that we want to take charge of and things that we want to get in our life. And we have to really just set aside. I mean, I know vision boards are really great. I have a vision board myself. But if I am looking at my vision board every day and I am saying to myself, this is what I want. This is what I want. God, this is what I want. God, give this to me. The vision board is not going to work because asking, we're looking at the vision board in the wrong way. Another way of looking at this type of vision board would be looking at the vision board and saying, God, how can I let go and let you get me to what I like, or what I'm meant for, is a better way to say it actually, is what I'm meant for. If it's meant to be, it will happen. Now, I'm not saying, oh, well, Kristen, you said think positive and manifestation will come that will be positive. Of course, because we put that out into the universe, karma. And also when we put out good intentions, those good intentions, that energy does come. So I'm not trying to sound like I'm contradicting myself here and contradicting myself there, but the angels are just really trying to say, okay, there's a way that we should be praying, and it's not to benefit ourselves or to take control again, which every human being, that's what we do. We try to control the situation. So I'm getting a little bit off point of the weekly reading, but I just wanted to basically repeat of what the angels are saying or have been saying to me recently anyways about ways of praying. Okay, so if you keep praying for a miracle and you keep praying and praying and praying and wanting, it's not necessarily going to happen, because it might not actually be meant for it to go through, or it might not meant to be happening the way that you want it to happen. So think about how you've been asking things. Think about how you've been talking with God. Have you been talking with God? Have you been listening to God? Or have you been just saying, I want? Or, what's the deal? I've been praying about this situation and you still haven't done anything about it. So kind of just take a step into looking at how you're praying, okay? But going back to the solar plex chakra, Monday and Tuesday, when things start to arise that you're going to question yourself with, take a step back and say, whoa, I shouldn't be thinking this. I should be listening to my gut feeling and going with that. You don't need outside influence. Just take control, take charge of how you feel about the situation or the event or the person. Remember, we're all in different paths right now in our life. Take it stride by stride. But always listen to your own intuition. Always listen to your gut feeling, is what the angels are saying. Okay? So, now we have Wednesday and Thursday. Book. Okay? And then it says your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. So, if that's the message to you right there, that you should be getting into writing, you should be doing more reading, or you should be doing more spiritual related publishing, then this is the ticket that's saying, let's go, get it done. For those of you who are like me, who are not good at writing and really aren't being called to be an author, this is more about studying. But they're telling me looking into your past life history. So I'm going to say it wrong. I want to say archaic, and it's not archaic. The Akashic, it completely just left my mind. The records, basically, of all of our past lives. So try to go into a deep meditation and look into your past life. And for those of you who don't believe in past lives, I'm not going to say, well, look in the Bible, or a lot of the Bible verses were taken out about reincarnation. And I'm not going to say reincarnation exists and doesn't exist, because it leads into a battle between who believes what and who doesn't believe what. But anyways, if you don't believe in past lives, that's okay. Go into meditation anyways and look deep within your heart chakra. And just see what your heart chakra is telling you. For those of you who believe in past lives, a past life meditation, and Doreen Virtue, I love Doreen Virtue, so I'm gonna promote her again. Doreen Virtue does a wonderful past life regression meditation. She has a CD on it, actually. I don't know if you can find it on YouTube. I've never looked, but I'm sure you can probably go to hayhouseradio.com or hayhouse.com and probably download an MP3 file, or maybe even be able to buy the CD. But it's a really great past life regression meditation, and I highly recommend it. But again, look deep within yourself and look at what's really kind of troubling you during the middle of the week. Okay? And then for our weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, singing and dancing. Express yourself and awaken your psychic senses through the magical power of music and movement. Okay, so this is about getting in touch with, it's all about chakras actually this week, they're saying. This is getting in touch with your third eye chakra and your crown chakra. So these are probably going to be the week to kind of clean out our chakras. So a good chakra meditation is probably in order. Balancing yourself, reconnecting with yourself, reconnecting with the earth, because we do have an earth message coming up after this weekly reading that I have to mention. Reconnecting with where you stand with Mother Nature. Mother Nature energy. I'm not saying go hug a tree, but where are we with Mother Nature right now? Where are we mentally, physically, and emotionally, as well as spiritually? How is our energy entangling with each other? So get outside, express yourself in ways that you feel comfortable. Don't go out and feel that you need to do what everyone else is doing. Be yourself. Bring your love, shine your light. Awaken yourself to the senses of this healing and high energy that we're going to have this week. Again, some of you it might be a little bit more intense for others because of this full moon. So be very, very, very careful and protect yourself if you're super sensitive to moon energy or cosmic energy. So just be aware of that, okay? But go out and have a good time. The weekend is all about fun, adventure, and just getting back into touch with your soul and your senses. Okay? So that is this week's reading. You have a lot to do with chakras, including myself. So a good daily chakra cleaning is recommended, as well as protecting those chakras as well. When you open them, don't just leave them open to all the elements. Make sure you're protecting those open chakras as well. So a nice barrier from Archangel Michael would be really good as well. And Michael's going to come in as well this weekend to everybody. So he's going to be walking with us, enjoying, keeping us away from all that negative energy that's going on. So that is this week's reading. So now one of the things that the angels have been telling me about, and I am guilty of this as well. What is going on in the world right now? So obviously people who are very sensitive to energy have been realizing that we've been going through a huge elemental shift. Not just with the elements, but energy. We've been going through this huge shift recently. And I want to say it's just been since the beginning of the year. I want to say it's really been hitting me hard since February, the middle of February, for me. It might be earlier for other people who are even more sensitive than me. But this energy really has been fluctuating and going crazy and going all over the place. And what's been going on with election stuff. So this is the thing that kind of gets into the scary section of what I'm about to talk about. I'm not going to give any information about like political background or who I want or who I don't want or whatever, because it's no matter what, it's going to be negative energy. We have to try and separate ourselves from this energy that is going around. The world right now, and I've heard the angels say this, and I've heard other spiritual speakers saying this, especially Michael Mirdad, who I highly recommend. If you guys don't know him, I highly recommend you check out his Sacred Sunday service that he gives at Unity of Sedona in Arizona. He is doing a YouTube live video almost every Sunday. I would check it out because, I mean, everything this guy says is just like, whoa. I just connect with him right away on everything he talks about. But anyways, what the earth is going through right now is basically what we would call the dark night of the soul. Some of you who are very familiar with the dark night of the soul, you know how bad it is. I haven't really completely gone through a dark night of the soul, So I don't know exactly just how bad it is, but it's pretty bad from what I've heard. It's a lot of decision making. It's a lot of things that come up that are very painful, that might make us angry. And right now, Earth is going through this right now. The thing about the dark night of the soul is, from what I've heard, like I said, it's you hit rock bottom and you can't go any further down. And then eventually you get out of this hole. It gets better and you get peace. So right now the Earth is getting ready to go into this dark night of the soul. And I'm not saying, oh, because Trump was elected president, or he's the president-elect, therefore we're going to go into the dark night of the soul. I am not saying that whatsoever. What I'm saying is the tension that has come from these two political views has been really intensifying this energy, that the energy around Earth is just swirling and swirling like a tornado, and it's almost going to just be a vacuum that just sucks in and then implodes, and then it's going to explode. So this is what the angels have been telling me. So all of the things that you've been seeing on the news, if you watch the news with the violence and the protesting and all this negative stuff, we need to shut ourselves off from this. We need to send love and light into the situation, of course. Never stop doing that. But we need to cut the cords of that negativity attaching to us and draining us, or pulling us into that negative state of mind. Because that's what it's been happening with me. I really don't do politics, and what's going to happen is going to happen. But I might have favored someone more than the other. And when I see comments that are maybe opposed to what I'm thinking or feeling, I almost reply. And as I'm starting to reply, and I write this huge thing and I say, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? And I stop and I say, this negative energy is sucking me in. And I instantly delete and I instantly cut my cord. And we have to try and do this as well. I know we all have political views, and we all have views and feelings of what we think is right. And I know some of this might kind of get a little bit, make people angry. We have to detach from this. Because the Earth is going to be going through this, I don't want to say rebirth, but because it's going to start going through this cycle of going bad to get better, almost like the end of the world. I'm not talking about apocalyptic stuff here, so don't quote me on anything like that. But it almost has to die in order to be reborn. So the Earth is starting the phases of this trying to rebirth eventually. So it's up to us as light workers not to get involved with the down negative energy, but to really give the love and give the light to all of these people and all of these situations. So cutting our cords from this is going to be very important. I myself have to cut cords. So, and we're human beings. We all go through this. So it's very important. Don't worry about things that haven't happened yet. Don't worry about things that you think are going to happen. Cut those cords. It's all negative energy. It's all unwanted energy for light workers. This is when the light workers and the light beings really need to be present. We really need to shine the love, the light. Okay? I can't say that enough, and it's because the angels keep on saying, say it again, say it again, say it again. So love and light, everybody. That's the most important thing right now. And hope that the people who are in situations, who are in power, I did little quotation marks, who are in power, learn to hear God's voice and to wake up and pray the way that we're supposed to pray. What will you have me do today, God? What is your will? And go from there. Okay? So that's basically the message that the angels have been telling me. And I feel uncomfortable in a way saying this because, again, I feel like it will create some negativity within the world. Because everybody has that point of view, a different point of view, and everybody has that ego It is our ego telling us all of this stuff. So let go of the ego. All right? But learn from it. This is all going to be a learning experience for all of us. All right? So, with that being said, everybody, don't hate me so much for kind of saying that. I only say what I'm supposed to say, what they tell me to say. So, all right. Well, anyways, so that's the weekly reading, and that's some of the little bit of the message of what is going on with the earth and this dark night of the soul for the earth. So all we can do is hang on, send that love, send that light, and try to enjoy the ride, okay? Let's stick on the high ground though, okay? Don't sink with anyone else, all right? So I send you lots of love, lots of light, lots of angel blessings this week, okay? Have a great week. Namaste.